Raider Nation, what's going on? You guys are watching the Raiders Board, and this is a mailbag. This is your opportunity to ask me any questions you're thinking about the Las Vegas Raiders. The first one coming in is from Dylan Erickson. What's your score prediction? Mine, 31-28 Raiders. Well, I want to be able to sit here and say the Raiders are going to win, but last week, I'll be honest with you, on my Chat Sports show, I predicted the Raiders to lose to the Chargers, and I'm going to say this. I'm not going to predict anything because I'm worried I'm going to jinx it. So no prediction from me. I like 31-28, though. That I would definitely not be upset about it. Let's go to Alex Thompson. Uga got me a World Series and a national championship. All teams have won championships this season. Raiders will win Super Bowl, all of my teams. So on December 1st, I tweeted out, all I want for Christmas is a Raiders playoff berth. If you guys haven't retweeted my tweet at MitchellRenz365, I quote tweeted and said, all I want for my New Year's resolution is to celebrate a Super Bowl win. Let's go to Joshua Hughes. Do we see DC being a quarterback if we bring a new head coach in? I think it honestly depends who the new head coach you're going to end up bringing in is. I really truly believe that Derek Carr, Rich Bissacia, in some way they have earned their right to be able to come back again on one more year. You see if you can get it done. But if I also understand this, if you don't want to bring back Derek Carr, you trade him, you get the most trade value that you're going to get for him, 2 first-round picks, maybe even more at this point, and then you invest and try to do a new rebuild. But it's kind of hard to go into a rebuild considering the fact that you just went to the playoffs. Let's go to Shane Gamble. I don't mind keeping Rich Bissacia, but we need to let Greg Olson go, 100%. How do you keep feeding Jacobs with 48 minutes left in the game? How do you not keep? Yeah, I agree. I was like, wait a minute, how do you not keep? I was going to say, I wanted them to keep feeding Jacobs. To me, Greg Olson sometimes really just overthinks things, and you have a simple question, and sometimes you ever hear this scenario, like the saying, keep it simple, stupid. Sometimes I wish that's what the Raiders would do to Greg Olson because he just really overthinks it where they have a great drive. They get down to the red zone, and he's like, oh, my gosh, I don't know what to do. I've never been down here before. So I understand your scenario where, yes, even though the Raiders made the playoffs, I'm getting rid of Greg Olson. Now, what's your confidence level in the Raiders to beat the Bengals? Scale it from 0 to 10. I've done mailbags, obviously, every single week. On my second mailbag that I always put out every week, I've asked y'all, what is your confidence level in the Raiders to beat XYZ? I've done it 4 straight weeks in a row. I'm going to continue to do it because the Raiders keep winning football games. So from 0 to 10, what's your confidence level in the Raiders to beat the Bengals? All right, this next one's coming in from Rusty Coat. Keep Rich Bissacia. He played the cards that were dealt to him and kept the team together. He gets the job. He will put his own stamp on this team. Again, I really truly believe Bissacia wouldn't be the top head coach candidate. There's other guys that I would rather have, but I also know players want to keep him. He has done a phenomenal job. I would personally rather than bring in a new head coach and let Bissacia be an assistant and then also a special teams coordinator and then really just try to divvy up some of the power. But, again, I'm not going to be upset if the Raiders decide to keep Rich Bissacia because he has 100% earned his job. I kneel for one. Carr and Waller need to get in sync. They are misfiring. They do need to get in sync, but that's what's going to happen when you don't play for 5 straight weeks. And, I saw a lot of people out there like, is Darren Waller 100% healthy? I don't know if he was healthy or if he was unhealthy or a little bit rusty. But, yes, they do need to get in sync, and that's going to come. It'll come. Don't worry. Let's go to this next one from E. Manny. But why would Adams want to leave Rodgers? Because Rodgers isn't going to stay with the Green Bay Packers. I would be shocked if Rodgers ends up staying there. And, Adams posted something on his Instagram before the season even started that it was basically going to be potentially his last season there. He said it would be a dream come true to play with Derek Carr. Derek Carr and Davante Adams are literally best friends. Like, literally best friends. Like, the reason why Davante goes by Tay is because Carr and Adams were roommates at Fresno, and Carr started calling him Tay. Like, if you want to play with your best friend at this point for Davante Adams, why the hell not? Plus, the Raiders are going to pay him a lot more. Let's go to Go Raiders 808. Is Darren Waller injured or rusty because he didn't look like himself? He didn't look like himself, and I don't think he is 100% healthy out there, but it's also like, if you haven't played in an NFL game in 5 weeks, you are going to look a little bit rusty. From what I've personally talked to and from what I hear, I think that he's going to be okay. He's going to be playing this upcoming week. He was limited in practice on Tuesday. What's really going to be key is seeing how much he practices on Thursday and on Friday. But as it stands right now, he was limited with a knee. He's going to be able to go unless he has a major setback this upcoming week. But he's going to be okay, y'all. That I promise. Now, to make sure that you're cheering on Carr, Darren Waller, the entire Raiders team as they take on the Cincinnati Bengals in the playoffs for the first time since 2016. Both of these teams, though, Bengals haven't won since 1990. Raiders haven't won a playoff game since 2002. I want you cheering on the silver and black with me, so make sure you set a reminder in your phone, calendar, Slack, I don't care where you got to do it, 4:20 Eastern, even though 4:20 should be a time that y'all figure out pretty quick. 1:20 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to be going live here on the Raiders Report for my watch party. We had over 160,000 people watch last week. It was a rocking and rolling time, really, really good time. And I want you guys, seriously, tune in, cheer on the team with me. So make sure you subscribe and turn on those noties. Let's go to Rashissimo. My heart still hurts from that fourth quarter and overtime. F the tie, just win, baby. We're on to Cincinnati. I'll tell you what, Sunday was probably one of the most stressful days I've ever had in my entire life because not only was it the Raiders game, the most insane game I've ever watched, and I've said that 5 times this year with this team, it was also the Ravens and Steelers game. We were rooting for the Ravens because if the Baltimore Ravens would have beat Pittsburgh, the Raiders would have locked up a playoff spot. So it was that game, it was the Jags game on top of that, plus Chat Sports. We had a lot of stuff going on, and then the Raiders game the way that it did, dude. It was insane. I'm telling you, Sunday, all the games are the reason why I have absolutely no voice. Let's go to Alex Thompson. Was 19 pissed the Raiders lost to Gruden? He knew our PB. I'm not really sure. Was 19 pissed Raiders lost to Gruden? He knew our PB. Sorry, man. I don't really know what you're talking about. Finally, some love for DC4 from Mitch. I like it. I know a lot of people think I don't like Derek Carr. I love Derek Carr. I mean, he's the only really jersey I own. When you look at the Raiders Report up on channel, I mean, he's the logo. He's my banner. I respect DC a lot. But I'm not like, I think a lot of people on social media who have Raider shows where they're afraid to say anything bad about players. My job is to give it to you guys straight. My job is to rep the shield, and whatever I personally think is what I'm going to say. When Derek Carr plays well, I hype him up. He was a guy I talked about all in the beginning of the year because he was a top MVP guy. Why? He was playing like an MVP candidate. I'm not afraid to point out when players play bad. I'm not afraid to point out when players play good because at the end of the day, that's how I was brought up. That's what my family does, and my family loves me more than anything, and that's how I'm going to run my show, like my family would. Let's go to Mystic Rican. If Hollywood didn't make a movie about this season for the Raiders, ESPN needs to put it together a 30 for 30 about this season for the Raiders. You're right. And here's the thing. If anybody can get in contact with somebody from there to do a 30 for 30, I am more than happy to sit there and be the guy that can run through everything because you are 100% right. This season for Las Vegas from start to finish absolutely deserves a 30 for 30 about it. Let's go to Mondo 760. 6 years since we were in the playoffs. I believe we can beat the Cincinnati Bengals and Tennessee and Chiefs rematch in the AFC Championship game. Let's go Raiders LFG. Now, I'm not going to look ahead because as soon as you start looking ahead in the playoffs, it can get really, really ugly. But if the Raiders do win, I'll tell you what, man, I'm telling you, 5 games in a row would not want to play Las Vegas. So let me know, y'all, who you got. Type LV for the Raiders or CIN for the Cincinnati Bengals. And I swear, I'm not tired. I swear I'm not unmotivated to be here. My voice, it just hurts. It's really as simple as that. And if you guys want to go ahead and, vote, bet on this Raiders and Bengals game, go to chatsports.com/Raiders. Promo code Raiders125 for 125% deposit bonus. Now, we have a deal going on the entire week, and this deal is going to end on kickoff of Raiders and Bengals. And the deal is this. If you're a first-time user at BetUS, so if you go to chatsports.com/Raiders, use promo code Raiders125 and put down at least one bet. One bet can be $5. I am also going to give you a free Raiders jersey. So we have Waller, we have Jacobs, and we have Max Crosby in stock. Both of those jerseys that you guys are all about to see come in black and they come in white. So if you want the details on how to get a free Raiders jersey, email me jersey@chatsports.com. But it's literally as simple as this. It's going to BetUS, chatsports.com/Raiders, using promo code Raiders125, making at least one bet before Raiders and Bengals kick off. And if you do that and you're a first-time BetUS user, you get a free jersey. So not only if you put down $100, you're going to get $125 for free to bet with, we're also going to give you a jersey. I mean, it's literally the best deal on the internet. You can't find anything better. And also, when you bet on games, it makes it fun. Let's go to Carlos Rodriguez. My dream head coach staff would be Jim Harbaugh, Joe Brady, and Vic Fangio on defense. No offense, Carlos. That's a dream I don't really want to be in. Fangio, I think, is a good defensive mind, but it's not my dream by any means whatsoever. But Harbaugh's a good head coach, and I agree with that. Joe Brady, he's going to go to college football. And then Fangio on defense. You could have any defensive coordinator ever, and you'd pick Fangio. I don't know, man. Let's go to Dylan Erickson. what are the top OCs we should go get? So I haven't actually compiled my list yet, and when I do these type of shows, I always like to give you guys my 100% authentic, real of who I personally think that the Raiders could go out and get as a OC. Now, usually you don't see like a guy like Bieniemy, Brian Dable. They're not going to leave the current situation they're in and come over. Usually when you see stuff like this, it's a promotion of some sort, whether it's somebody in college, whether it's a quarterback coach like Mike Kafka could be an interesting name. I will make a video around my potential Raiders OCs that they could go out and get to replace Greg Olson, but at this current juncture, I haven't done the amount of homework that I usually like to do to sit here and talk about something. So, Dylan, I'm sorry that you're probably not getting your overall value, but hey, at least you got some airtime, man. Let's go to Boy from Houston. Derek Carr is bad in cold games. All right. It's supposed to snow. How worried are you? I get it. The weather is not supposed to be great. It's supposed to be like 50% chance of precipitation. I'll get it sooner or later. High of about 32 degrees, and it's going to be cold. It's going to be a windy game. But here's the thing. I mean, Derek's already won. He won a game last year against the Browns, 16-6, in a game that was like 40-mile-an-hour winds. It was freezing cold. I'm not worried about DC. If the running game can get it going, the defense is playing the way that it has been, he's going to be all right. The other reason why people don't think Carr can play in those cold weather games, think about it. Carr was going into Denver up against some of the best defenses of all time, and then you're also going up against Kansas City Chiefs. They've been a great team. Carr, I really think, has debunked the whole I can't play in cold weather games of late, so I'm not really going to be worried about it whatsoever. Now, if you guys want to go ahead and get your score predictions in for this game, Raiders up against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals, 6-point favorites at home. The Raiders, the over-under is 49 points total, and I'm going to continue to say this. I like the fact that the Raiders are dogs. I like the fact that the Raiders, nobody's going to believe in them because nobody's believed in us the entire season. Predict the score. Raiders, Bengals. Let me know down in the comments. Now, if you guys haven't already, please hit me up on IG. I know we get a lot of questions during these shows, and I can't get to every single one of them, so please hit me up on IG, Mitchell Renz 365, and if you're watching the show, please like the video right now because we're at 666 likes, and it's kind of freaking me out a little bit. Let's go to I Kneel for One. Bring back Bill Musgrave. We were unstoppable. I know a lot of people like Bill Musgrave, but from everyone that I've talked to in the Raiders organization, that's not going to happen. Plus, I don't think Bill Musgrave is going to be a good hire. So there's other guys you could go out and get. If Bill wants to be an OC, that might change up things a little bit. But if you're talking about Bill Musgrave as being a head coach, then nah, sorry, man. Alex Thompson, playbook you asked where we were and how old in 02. All right, so when I asked the question of what you were doing in 2002, you said playbook. What? He said he was 19. Oh, okay. Now I see. So Alex earlier had a super chat that said that he was 19 years old back in 2002. Got it. My bad. Like I said, I was 9 years old, Little League Baseball, and then that was a year before we won 3 straight Little League titles. First time ever in Danville, PA history. Let's go to this next question coming in here. Remember, guys, use hashtag Raiders, or you can go ahead and super chat. This one's coming in from Stephen Rockwell. Brian Flores for next head coach. Keep Rich for Bissacia on special teams and get the right tackle. And Denzel replace Leatherwood. So Leatherwood's going to stay at guard. That's not going to change. Denzel Good could potentially be the left guard that you go ahead and insert him. Also, Denzel Good could be the right guard. You could throw Alex Leatherwood over to left guard. That's not the route I would go because you're already moving, Leatherwood around a whole bunch. But Brian Flores is a guy that I like. I was surprised that the Dolphins decided to fire him. I mean, considering the fact that Miami in 2019 they had the largest point differential, which means they literally were just getting blown out in some games. Then they went 10-6. They won. They went 9-8, won 8 out of their last 9 games. The issue is this: there's better head coaches out there than Brian Flores. So I'm going to go ahead and say no as Flores as a head coach because I'd rather go out and get somebody like Harbaugh, Dable, Kellen Moore, some of those different types of dudes. Let's go to Matthew. Score prediction for Raiders versus Bengals. I say 33-30. Well, Matt, I like that one a lot. You guys, let me know down in the comments what your score prediction is. I will say this. Because of the weather, I have already bet the under for this game. The over-under in this one is 49 points. I bet the under because of the weather. So that's a little bit too high of a score for me. But also, as long as the Raiders win, I don't really care. Let's go to DC Games. Bold prediction. If Derrick Henry is 100%, in case he loses to Buffalo, suggesting as a divisional round matchup, the Raiders can make the Super Bowl. The Raiders can make the Super Bowl, but again, I'm not gonna count my chickens before they're hatched. Let's look at the Bengals game. Henry might not be, 100%. KC Or are they even going to win this weekend? Steelers, more than likely, yes. The Bills, they're playing New England. That's not a guaranteed game whatsoever. But I really, truly believe the Raiders are a very, very tough team. There's no doubt about it. Just saw a super chat coming from CJ Alvin. Says, Will Compton is cut again. You're right. Will Compton was cut again. I talked about it on my show, on my news and rumors section, which I technically went out on Tuesday. Now, if you guys want any more news, want any more rumors, remember, hit me up, IG, Twitter. I'm at Mitchell Renz 365. I'm going to do my best, keep you guys up to date all week long.